This is Late Night Health. This is the radio show that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. Hi, I'm Mark Alyn, and along with the insane Daryl Wayne, the next 2 hours is jam-packed, full of information that's vital to you and your family, from dental care to taking a look at a Father's Day tribute. Father and son have formed a medical company, and we'll talk about that. We'll also be talking about a new book with Daniel Cohen, author of What Will They Say About You When You Are Gone? I know what they're going to say about me, but that'll be an hour or two. Right now, let's go to Toronto, Canada, where we're going to spend some time with Dr. Gary Glassman. He's a dentist and endodontist. Endodontist. Is that correct?
Endodontist. You got it.
And an endodontist is what?
An endodontist is a root canal specialist.
Where were you when I was 12 years old and got hit in the face with a soccer ball?
Well, you probably could have used me if your tooth was either loosened or whether or not it fractured, or in the most extreme case, a lot of kids are actually avulsing, losing their tooth, where we actually reimplant it in their jaw.
Well, this turned black after a month, and so they did a root canal, as you just said. So,
well, that would take care of it, and then a good bleaching procedure inside should have returned it back to its natural color.
Well, it has been recapped a number of times since I was 12, but I digress. Okay. Let us talk about kids, and actually I want to talk about not only kids, but adults as well. Fruit juice is being promoted as being healthy. My problem with that is that it has an awful lot of sugar. And the New York Times, I believe, came out with an article recently saying that pediatricians are saying no to fruit juice in the first year of life. I think they ought to hold off on that forever. What do you think?
Well, I think fruit juices they're tasty, but they are loaded, as you said, with sugars. And as soon as we take sugars into our mouths, we have an enzyme called amylase, and they break down those sugars right away and just bathe our teeth in sugar. And the bacteria that we have in our mouths have a field day. They just run rampant. And what happens is pH lowers, you get a lot of acidity, and that leads you to a lot of tooth decay. And that's one of the big, huge problems right now. Tooth decay is one of the major, one of the most chronic diseases that exist right now, especially in children, and it's so avoidable.
But also later in life, people are now getting cavities in their 40s and 50s when they didn't have them earlier in life. And part of it could be from consuming too much sugar, as in fruit juice, fruit smoothies, etc.
Absolutely. And as you get older, what also happens, Mark, is that your saliva decreases. And our saliva is our natural mechanism to get rid of all these acidities and the sugars. And as we get older and as our saliva decreases, that natural defense mechanism decreases as well.
My wife has always watered her fruit juice down, whether it's orange juice, cranberry juice. Of course, with cranberry juice, it may be watered down with a little bit of vodka, but it does lower the sugar content.
It does, and there are so many other healthy alternatives and habits that you can implement in your diet. One thing you can do is switch to unsweetened almond milk to enrich your coffee, because regular milk does have a lot of sugar in it as well. And if you like your cereal in the morning, of course, unsweetened sugar, and add some almond milk. It's really, really nice. You can also
I had that in my coffee this morning.
The almond milk, and it's not too bad, is it?
Unsweetened, no. I would have liked it a tad sweeter, but that's probably because I'm used to a sweeter taste. But it was not bad, and it was. I felt good because I got a little push from the caffeine, and the sweetening was from the almond milk.
And it makes it all that much more enjoyable, especially when you got to get that morning boost. You know what else you can do, Mark, is you can make do-it-yourself flavored drinks. You take some berries or some cucumbers or melons and put them in a big, huge pitcher, put some water in there, and just let it soak in. and you get a natural infusion of it, and less sugary, and not bad, and pretty healthy for you. And you can even infuse your own green tea, too, to make it all that much more palatable.
Would you say that your practice is traditional, or are you branching out and becoming somewhat alternative in your approach? Because
I'm a big believer in combining East and West. I'm not a true naturopath, and I'm not true Western medicine. I'm sort of somewhere in between, because I do believe that alternative medicine, alternative dentistry does help. But I wouldn't say I lean one way or the other. Whatever is best for the patient for that specific situation.
And do you have children yourself?
I do. I have 3 grown children, 26, 24, and my son is 21.
Oh, my goodness. Well, congratulations on that. Any dentists amongst them?
No. My oldest daughter, who's 26, she's in the physiotherapy business. She's a kinesiologist and loves to help people with their exercise, nutrition, and getting them on the road to recovery if they're injured, and, of course, how to prevent injuries as well.
I don't think we've had a kinesiologist on the show in 5 years. You might ask her to call us.
I will indeed. It's an amazing and very interesting discipline now that's really taking hold.
It is. And the other thing is it's still, not far from Dad, because you're there to help people, too.
Exactly. Diet, nutrition, it's so important for not only our general health, but our oral health. And oral health, as we know more and more, is directly related to general health.
One of the things that I find interesting about dental health is that, today there's a lot of controversy about silver, what we used to call silver fillings. They really had a lot of mercury level in them. And we're not going to get into that now. But the fact that we have cavities, and I have maybe 4 cavities, which maybe 5, which I don't believe is a lot. Have we reduced the number of cavities that people get over the last, say, 40 to 50 years?
The thing about cavities and decay, a lot of times it doesn't hurt you. And by the time it does hurt you, then it's either too late or you need more extensive and expensive treatment to be done. And patients often don't come to the dentist unless they're experiencing pain. And recently in the news, you probably heard about this, Mark, about no scientific research that backs up that flossing actually helps our patients. But we know that's just ludicrous. Of course it does. So patients that don't floss are leaving food in between their teeth. And again, it's a breeding ground and a feeding ground for our oral bacteria that normally exist in our mouths.
And that's, of course, where hidden cavities can pop up.
Exactly. It's the hidden cavities that you can't see. It's very easy to brush the surfaces of our teeth and get rid of what we see, but it's in between the teeth that flossing really benefits us.
Our guest is Gary Glassman. He's a dentist and endodontist, and we are talking about sugar in our foods as it relates to oral health. If somebody constantly drinks things like smoothies and fruit juice, cans of soda, how long does it take for problems to arise? I mean, forgetting the diabetes and other attributes of the sugar, what can happen in the mouth?
Well, it really depends on how judicious they are in cleaning their mouths. If they're drinking sugary beverages and liquids and smoothies with lots of sugar in it, and they're letting them bathe over the teeth over the whole day, then they're really setting themselves up for trouble. You should be brushing and flossing after every meal in the most ideal situation. You got to brush for the adequate amount of time of at least 2 minutes and floss in between the teeth. Using rinsing, even just rinsing our mouth after we eat would benefit you rather than just letting it bathe in our mouths and in between our teeth.
And rinsing with water.
Absolutely. And in most developed countries and major cities, of course, the water is fluoridated. So you're getting the added benefit of the fluoridation to help protect the teeth as well.
We will talk about fluoride together some other time because there are controversies about that wonderful ingredient too.
Of
course. Do the benefits outweigh the risks of fluoride? In fact, I just had my teeth cleaned not long ago, and they asked if I wanted the fluoride. Actually, I don't think they gave me the fluoride treatment because I'm an adult. But I, besides not liking the taste and having to keep your mouth open for 3 minutes and not talk, that's something I find almost impossible to do. Mm-hmm. But we can discuss that. We're talking with Dr. Glassman about having sugary drinks in our lives, especially the first year of lives when you have a child or even a grandchild. And Dr. Glassman is clearly saying no fruit juices for that first year and maybe even more.
The concern is that the juice offers really no nutritional benefits early in life and can take the place of what babies really need, which is breast milk or formula and their protein, fat, and minerals like calcium. And the new recommendations may surprise parents who thought 100% fruit juice was actually healthy for babies or nutritionally equivalent to fruit itself, when it really is not.
It's not. It's one can is worth a can of soda. All right, we're going to take a time out. When we come back, Dr. Glassman and I will continue. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. Grief can be such a burden on your heart. It can be crippling to the point where you can't even seem to function. I've been there, and I know that pain. But I also know you're not alone in that sorrow. We're all going through something in this life. Just as the sun has to face dark days, so do we. But the sun also has to shine again. Letting go of grief is not about letting go of your loved one. It's about making room in your heart for the love that you hold for them. If you have great grief, then you must have a very big heart too. It's time to fill your heart with that love and share it with everyone.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit guidetothesoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on latenighthealth.com.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.